Hey there, hey guys. Tuesday, here we are. It's good to see all of you. We got a new setup here. What do you think of it? I like it. Hopefully you do too. This cabinet, you actually can't see the whole thing. The whole cabinet is, this is about half of it that you see. There's the top half that you can kind of see is about as tall as the bottom half, and yeah, it's a very beautiful piece that was painted by a local artist that paints furniture. She's local to Michigan, and she delivers within like 4 hours. So, yeah, go ahead and shout out to her, Moon Babe Furniture on Facebook. She is really awesome and can do just about anything you want. As you can see here with this piece of furniture, this was just a regular cabinet thing, and she painted it and made it look really, really pretty. So, yep, here we are. Was this the 4th week of May? We're already rolling through May. My preschooler had her last day of school today, and my kindergartner will in about 2 weeks. So school is just about out, and summer is coming in full swing. Yeah, I love summer. I love being able to be outside, and I've been out a lot. Like over this past weekend, did a lot of gardening, a lot of planting. A lot of digging in the dirt, a lot of like getting my hands and getting my feet dirty. So I'm a Taurus sun, and my youngest daughter is a Taurus moon, and we both really. My other daughter, she likes to get dirty too, but yeah, my Taurus moon, she really just likes to dig in the dirt, and I don't know, she just seems like she really gets grounded and really likes to feel the dirt and feel the plants, and she's more my gardener than my older daughter. Anyways. That was my weekend. Energy's been up and down a little bit, but it's starting to turn around. Hopefully you're feeling something similar. This week, our intention, I am determined and focused. I am determined and focused. So if this is the first time you've heard our intention, go ahead and think about it for a moment. See how it makes you feel. See what your first gut reaction is to it. What does it invoke? What do those words invoke in you? I am determined and focused. So if you don't know, the intention is always released on Sundays. I release it on Sunday, so that way you can work with it yourself for a couple days before we meet here if you want to. I like that you have the opportunity to just kind of contemplate the intention yourself before there's any external input or anything like that, before I say anything or anybody else says anything. That gut instinct, that first reaction, that's usually your subconscious mind telling you where you need to focus, and yeah, kind of guiding you where the energy that is around all of us, where it's going for you, or where you should be pulled to kind of play it. So I always look at the astrology in the sky. I look at the energy, I look at the transits and where the planets are sitting, what they're doing, who they're talking to, and just kind of how they're moving around and how they're interacting. So I look at the transits and the energies for the week, and then while contemplating that and thinking and working through it, eventually I get to an intention that I feel the collective energy shares with all of us, but yet something that you can personalize yourself. So starting with the overall collective intention, the goal here is not to control the energies and to like have, I was going to say mastery, but that's a little more what we're going towards. We're not looking here to control and change the energies, and you know, the winds of fate and karmas, there's some things that you just can't escape, right? But what we can do is we can be knowledgeable of the energies that are around us and be conscious of them and what is playing out around us and how they're playing in our life and our path, and we can learn to kind of work with it or be prepared for it or kind of lean into it a little bit more than if we weren't paying attention to it. So a lot of people talk about the astrological weather. That is a great that's a great analogy, because it's no different than checking the weather before you leave your house. You check to see what kind of clothes you wear. So let's check the astrological weather and see what kind of energy we need, what kind of protections, and where we need to support ourselves throughout the week. So that's kind of how I come to the intention. I've said before that there could be other intentions. It doesn't have to, this isn't the only intention that would work for this week. This is just what comes about to me here. So this week I am determined and focused. Taking a quick look at the comments here. Hey everybody, it's good to see all of you. Susan, it's a good time to go for a road trip with my family. Okay, safe travels. Safe travels, Susan. Yeah, it's a great time for something good. How about that? That's something good, traveling to visit family. So, I am determined and I am focused. This week we have some major changes in the energy that's going on, okay? So, we've had this history recently where we've talked a lot about the eclipses. You're probably tired of hearing me talk about the eclipses, but we've had this really deep energy like in April and early May that we were dealing with. Mercury just came off retrograde recently, and it's now going forward in its path, so now it has more of a clear view, more of a focused and determined view of what it wants to bring out of this cycle. We are starting to come out of that direct energy of the eclipses, so that Scorpio energy can be really, really deep for some people. Lots of people that have personal planets, so Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Mercury, Venus, and you could even throw Mars. Any planets, honestly, any planets that you have at, let's say, 28 degrees to 2 or 3 degrees of a sign. So that's the tail end to the beginning of the next sign. Those can be getting hit really heavy right now. We have lots of planets that have been sitting right around cusps of sign, right around 29 and 0 degrees for quite some time now. So there's a lot of people that have really been just feeling some energy in some sort of way. But I do feel like the changes are starting to come. So last week our intention was I have the strength. The strength is within me. Sometimes I forget the exact wording. The strength is within me. That was our intention last week, and that was kind of a little bit of the turning point here. So this week I am determined and focused. So we take the strength that we have and we use that to build determination and to build focus. This week the sun has entered the sign of Gemini. So there's a duality to the sign of Gemini here, right? We've been in Taurus season, so we've been in this very solid, fixed earth sign, very, very determined and very set in its ways, very solid, very, very fixed on where it's going, and the energy's very, very heavy. Let's say that, very kind of like heavy-footed. Now the sun has moved into Gemini. It's moved into an air sign, so it's much more airy, much more up here rather than stuck solid on the ground, okay? When you're thinking about the elements, you bring the actual physical qualities of the elements into it. So air signs are, they're mutable signs. So, not all of them, sorry. Gemini is a mutable air sign. So there's a duality, and there is a changeability. This mutable, this something that can mutate and something that can change into something else. There's this multi-focus to the energy within the sign of Gemini. So it could be very energetic and very able to multitask, but for somebody it could also be a little bit squirrely. So somebody that has like anxiety, or somebody that has that their energy is already kind of hyped up and they need to be brought down. Sometimes Gemini placements, especially if it's aspecting your own chart, can kind of bring up that nervous, that anxious energy, just because Gemini really has a high energy level. It's got a very high, it's ruled by Mercury, okay? So it's the air sign ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is the fastest moving planet around the sun. Its cycle only takes 88 days. So it's fast, it's quick. Next to the moon, it changes its path most often. So there's this very agile, quick shiftiness to Gemini. So we have the sun coming into this position, which is definitely changing the energy on its own. Mars has moved into the sign of Leo. So this is much improved from the position where it's been sitting in Cancer. We've talked a lot extensively about Mars in the sign of Cancer. You know, Mars was in Gemini for a long time, and there was that duality to Mars there, but it had that retrograde. So Mars sat in Gemini forever, and if you're somebody like me that has a Scorpio rising, Scorpio ascendant, that's sitting in your 8th house. Not the funnest place. Side note there. Um, so Mars is now in Leo, which is a much improved, a much more comfortable place for Mars than Cancer, okay? Cancer is kind of stuck in its own little shell and in its own little space, in its own little world. Mars does not necessarily like that. Leo is ruled by the sun. Leo is a fire sign. It is outgoing, it's exuberant, it's has a generosity to it. It has a lightheartedness. It has this quality of like shining out the light, and yeah, it's the place of the sun. So what more do you need to say? It shines like Leo. It's the place of the kings. It's the place of the queens. It's the place of royalness. It's the place of the lion, right? The lion is the ruler of the animal kingdom. So now Mars has moved from this place where it feels like it's muddling through Cancer, where it's moved into Leo, where it can shine. It can be extroverted. It can be a little bit. A little more action motivated, a little more driven. So this is a much improved place for Mars in Leo, just on its own, just on an archetypal level of Mars, the planet in the sign of Leo. That doesn't have anything to do with what it's going to be aspecting in your own chart there either. So if you know of Leo placements that you have, just know that Mars will be coming on that at some point here, depending on where it is. But this is going to be bringing back the motivation and the spunk. It's bringing back the fire of Mars and bringing it back to its normal, more of its normal state. You know, with Mars and the Sun, there is a relation between there because Mars is the ruler of Aries, which is the exaltation of the sun. The sun does very well in Aries. And then Leo is the ruler of the sun. Sorry, I think I hear the child upstairs. My husband will get that. Yeah, so we have Mars and Leo, and it's just a much more improved position here for Mars. So what does Mars represent on its own? Action, drive, motivation, ambition, movement. It's the archetypal masculine femininity, right? It's masculine gender. It is the god of war, so it's very extroverted. And now you see how Leo is much more of a comfortable place for it? Mars is much more determined and much more able to focus on what it wants to do. And then, so those are the sign changes we have. But we also have this T-square that we mentioned last week, also playing in here. So we have Mars squaring Jupiter, and this is something that we've been kind of coming into from last week, and it plays into this week. Mars in the sign of Leo is squaring Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. So they're playing a role in together. We also still have Mars is separating away from the opposition with Pluto, but it's still in play. So you have, say if you have Mars up here in Leo, you have Pluto down here at the tip of Aquarius, and then you have over here, to make the T-square, it's a T shape, over here you have Jupiter. So you have Mars opposing Pluto, and then you have Jupiter over here that is squaring both Pluto and Mars. This is where I wonder if I should use the charts for you guys. Sometimes I feel like this works really great. Sometimes I feel like I need the chart instead of just drawing in the air. Anyways, this is a very powerful aspect between Mars, Pluto, and Jupiter. So we just talked extensively about Mars and how it's in this much more motivated, much more movable, and like self-driven place. It's been in opposition to Pluto, okay? Pluto is this deep transformation we've talked about for off and on for quite some time. Pluto changes things very deeply and very much to its core. When Pluto changes things, it breaks things down and then it builds them back up. So it's very, very intense. Pluto is very intense change and sometimes very dramatic change. And then we have Jupiter up at the square position. Remember, squares require us to do work. It requires us to move and do something. It makes us a little bit uncomfortable, so that way we want to, it makes us uncomfortable and feel like this scratchiness, so that way we want to move forward into something else. So, Jupiter, expansion, okay? Expansion, wisdom, philosophy, blessings, abundance, expanding, blowing up whatever it touches. So you have this action-driven change and transformation between this opposition, and then you have Jupiter, which is in Taurus, a solid sign. We've talked about how it's just moved into Taurus, and it's sitting in a solid sign, so it's expanding what it's touching in a very solid, solidifying, earthly way. So it's taken this aspect between Pluto and Mars and it's intensifying it. It's intensifying the drive and the want and the desire and almost the need to move forward with something. Lots and lots of people are going to be propelled into something new or pushed into a project or finding themselves in a new hobby or yeah, this is really, really great for starting something. This is something we have through the rest of the week. We've had it last week. So if you feel any sort of like pulling energy, that is probably what you're feeling here. Yeah, so that this aspect we have this week is still super intense here. Let's see, and we also have the sun going to be trining Saturn in Pisces. So this Gemini sun that we're talking about. Coming up with, meeting with Saturn brings in a seriousness, sometimes a limit or a boundary, kind of like a feeling like you're pushed down a little bit sometimes. But both Saturn and the Sun are in these mutable, changeable, shifty signs, a water sign and an air sign, but both mutable. So they're both changey, both shifty. So there's flexibility, there's change. There is, like, within this Sun Saturn thing that we have, combination that we have going on, there's like this desire to change something or like not back down from something, and something a little bit like intellectual and emotional. So it's like something that you really, really want to go forward with, and something that you really just feel like you need, like really deeply in your soul. So you're determined and you're focused that you're going to get it. And with this T-square, you have the opportunity to do so. Also want to point out quickly that the moon is going to be making a conjunction with Mars. So it activates this T-square that we're in, activating Mars. At approximately 3:20 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So you'll have to convert that to your own time zone. 3:20 p.m. Eastern time Wednesday. And at that time, the sun will be in a sextile with Moon and Mars also, with just 1 degree separation. I thought it was really interesting that, so the Moon and Mars will be conjoined at 3 degrees and 22 minutes of Leo, and the sun is sitting at 2 degrees and 22 minutes of Gemini. I'm not super huge on, like, I don't have a whole lot of numerology information, but I do know that when you see repeating numbers, that means something. So we have the 2 coming up over here, 2 and the 3. So if you see the number 2 anywhere, now that we're talking about it this week, take that as a little note, okay? So remember, 3:20. There we go. There's another 2 in there. 3:20 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So that's going to be the moon coming in and activating Mars, the ambition and the drive and the determination and the focus. That would be a great time to focus on this intention and whatever it is you're trying to bring forward with it. I just want to throw that out there as a little tidbit of a time to really, really focus and focus on something if able. It doesn't have to be right at 3:20 either. It could be, I would look like 2 to 3 hours before and maybe 2 hours afterwards. I'd give a little bit more time on the applying end than the separating end. So the before, not the after. Yeah, so I feel like there's lots of really great energy here for like pushing forward and moving forward and kind of like symbolically pulling yourself out of the muck that we've been sitting in, and the muck that Mars has been sitting in, because Mars has been sitting in the muck of Cancer, in its in the place of its detriment, where it does not like to be, for quite a while here now. So it's moved forward, and it's determined, and it's focused. The Sun is moving forward. Gemini, Gemini is very determined to understand things. Gemini seeks to understand the way things work and pull them apart, so that way they can be put back together. So Gemini is very much it's an air sign, it's intellectual, so it very much wants to understand things that are going on. It's a Mercury ruled sign, okay? So we have Mercury going forward at the time that Gemini season is starting here. So we have this, we have this moving forward. So I am determined and I am focused. This is coming off the strength. Last week you told yourself, I have the strength within me. What strength did you have within you? What strength do you have within you? We're moving forward with that and with determination and focus, okay? So coming into position for our meditation here. Let's see. Taking a quick look at the comments while everybody gets settled. I see motivation at the tail end of last week and this week. Yep, so far that's about when it started too, Nikita. That's about when it started to change, was towards the end of last week here. Reading about Cancer, liking to stay at home, but I am the opposite. I enjoy outdoors and looking at nature. Yeah, there's a lot more to it, and it's kind of like, yeah, let's talk some more about that, Susan, a little bit. Michelle, yes, it'll happen. Don't worry, it will definitely happen. Yeah, tired of the muck. Moving forward, there's energy, there's meetings, there's people doing things and going places, and yeah, it sounds like the comments are reflecting that there's determination, there's focus, and there's a little bit of a pickup of energy here. So we're all on track here, okay? I am determined and I am focused. I am determined and I am focused. Light our intentional candle, and as we do so, we see the flame start to grow. As the flame grows, our intention grows. I am determined and I am focused. If you haven't already, find a nice comfortable position. Get out any last little wiggles or fidgets that you may have. It's okay to do so. Make yourself comfortable at home, whatever that is that you have to do. That is the beauty of this practice that we have. We do it together. It's collective. The energy combines and it amplifies, and it is powerful because we are all part of it. But at the same time, you are able to modify it to work for you. So any breathing techniques that we do that don't work for you, anything you need to change, any positioning or anything that you need to change to make it work for you, or any medical situation you may have, you totally have the freedom to do so. You also have the freedom to skip the first part and do the second part. You also have the freedom to vice versa it. So yes, lots of flexibility here. So if you're ready to do so, go ahead and close your eyes. And if you're not quite ready to do so, that's okay. Just soften your gaze a little bit, as much as you're able to, and find something to kind of focus on. A focus point maybe past your nose on the surface that's in front of you or below you. Nothing too stimulating. And start to slow your body just a little bit. We notice our body. When we start to focus on our breath, our body automatically slows down because we become aware. So take just a moment to notice your breath and notice how your breath in your body feels at this moment. Taking note of your breath, if it's shallow or if it's deep, if it feels full and satisfying, or if it feels short and labored. And just make space for where you are right now. Make lots of space for how you're feeling. Whether that's positive or not so positive, whether it's somewhere you want to be or somewhere you want to improve from. Just take the space to acknowledge where you are. Take up as much space as you need to, whether that's a big happy feeling or a big sad feeling. Jupiter's in Taurus. Take up space, make room. We're not here to make ourselves feel small. We are here to expand and solidify. Once you've taken a moment to meet yourself where you are right now, start to consciously deepen your breath a little bit. Very slowly. Breathe in. Very slowly feel the air entering your lungs. Notice what happens as your lungs fill. The air fills your lungs from the bottom up. And how does that feel when you fill your lungs with air? What changes do you notice within your body? Focus on your breath and its effect on your physical body. And on the exhale, release the air from within your body. Release and relax and notice. Focus on how that exhale feels. Continue the process of breathing in and breathing out at your own pace, focusing on your breath, determined to make each inhale and each exhale slightly longer than the one before. Breathing in, beautiful, positive, loving, fulfilling energy. Exhaling not only the waste products from your body, but also any stress and any tension that you may be holding on to. Breathe in the good, exhale the not so good. breathe in the positive, exhale the not so positive. Inhale the love, exhale the not so lovely. Make sure you're breathing with intention, breathing with determination and with focus. Each breath in has a purpose. Each exhale out has a purpose. As you continue to breathe in and out, you notice that your body simultaneously feels heavier within your legs, in your pelvic region, in your sit bones. You feel grounded to the surface below you, while at the same time you feel the top half of your body becoming lighter and raising up, while your lower body grounds down into the ground. Upper half reaches up, filling up with positivity and love and strength. Continuing the inhale, feel yourself fill up, upper body lifts, and on the exhale, lower body grounds down. Inhale, body lifts up, reaches up to the sky, up to the clouds, up to all of your ambitions within the universe, floating around like the little Gemini sun would. And on the exhale, we bring our focus back down to our lower half that grounds deep into the surface below us, deep into Mother Earth, holding us and tethering us to the ground like the string of a balloon tied to a rock. And then on the inhale, your body reaches back up just like that balloon, starts to rise back up in the air as high as it can, still grounded and tethered to the ground, but free floating and able to move and sway. Exhale, ground back down. Inhale, breathing in that energy up through the top of your body. Up, your body reaches, your spine elongates, your posture instantly gets better. Now we're going to exhale and ground back down. As you exhale, feel that energy going down the back of your spine. Grounding down deep into Mother Earth, feeling loved and supported and held, the strength below you, fills you. And then on the inhale, you feel your energy rise back up in the front of your spine. Air moving up your energetic channels, up through your chakras, up through all of your energetic portals, all the way up to your head and out your crown into the universe. Nice big deep breath in, and you feel full. And on the exhale, send your energy back down the back of your spine. Inhaling in, energy up through your front body, the front of your spine, up to the top of your head and out through your crown. Focusing this energy outward. Exhaling, bringing the energy back down through your back body, down your spine, back through your chakras, all of your energy portals, and down into your root that touches the surface below you. Reaching down deep into the ground, you feel this energy and you see this energy penetrating the earth, deep into the soil, through the layers of bedrock, all the way down, right into the center of the earth. You are grounded, you are safe, you are determined, and you are focused. Continue this process of breathing this energy up through your front body, out through the top of your head, and then when you're ready, exhaling and bringing your energy back down through your back body, through your spine, back down through all of your energetic channels into the ground. Continue this cycle on your own, at your own pace. Really feel the intention of your energy moving with you. Feel the determination and the focus of your path that you want to bring forward. For your last couple rounds of breath, I want you to hear your breath. Make your breath loud and audible. Make it forceful and moving. Mars is in Leo, a fire sign. Cultivate that heat and that energy within your breath. Feel the power of your breath. Feel the determination and energy of your breath. Feel the power to move your energy in and out of your body. And notice how you feel it building. What do you feel? How does it come across? Don't second guess it. Just go with your gut feeling. Cultivating heat and energy within your body. Cultivating motivation and change and movement. Jupiter expanding Mars, blowing up that motivation, expanding the change and transformation that Pluto is bringing forward, the deep, intense gutturals of the underworld that are coming forward. What are you unpacking? What have you been unwrapping and uncovering? What are you cleaning out? What closets have been emptied? All this love and all this energy and power and determination and focus that you have cultivated, it is all yours. I now invite you, with all of this energy that you have, with this fire that you have cultivated, I invite you to stand up and take a little walk with yourself. What does that even mean? Take a walk with yourself. Take a walk with your soul. Take a walk with your higher self, with your subconscious mind. That meaning, don't force any thoughts. Just focus and walk. And hold the power and the fire that you've cultivated. Hold that within your being. As you walk tall and proud down your path, as you move forward with the fire of Leo, the light shining forward like the sun, you walk forward with the light airiness of Gemini, a flexible and adaptable mind, agile mind, and fiery ambition. Moving forward on your path, you have so much energy that you almost feel like you start to skip down your path. And you're moving quicker and quicker without being depleted of energy. This path that you're on, even if you don't know exactly where it ends, this path is yours, and this path is paved and ready for you. Determination of Leo, focus, the sun in Gemini, the mind and the heart coming together, forward out of the muck and into our future, into motivation and movement. I am determined and focused. I invite you to say the intention aloud with me. I am determined and focused. This week, you will go forward with the motivation that you've been longing for, the energy that you have been so desperately trying to cultivate, and the movement you have been so desperately wanting is coming to you with ease and grace and abundance. Jupiter in Taurus will bless you with stable abundance. Mars in Leo will give you fiery determination. Together, all of the planets where they are will give you focus. Your path is clear and you are ready to move forward. Taking one nice big deep breath in together, breathing in and out. One more nice big deep breath to close on. Breathing in, the biggest breath you've breathed in all day. Take up space, fill up your lungs, fill up your body, and take up energetic space as you breathe in. Jupiter in Taurus, make space, take space. And exhale, release whatever it is that you need. Forcefully push it out of your body and out of your life. That felt really good. Let's do it one more time. In and out. Bring hands together, and that is how you cultivate some energy, my friends. Ending on that, because that's what we're bringing forward with this week, is energy, determination, and focus. Determination and focus. Last week on Tuesday, I don't know if you were here or not, like I said, my energy's been kind of all over the place. So last week, I don't feel like I did a great job with the explanation part. I think it was all kind of a little bit short. But this T-square energy has been building, even without me telling you. I'm sure you're feeling it and know that it's there. So the energies are shifting. Okay, we're coming out of that Scorpio, or out of eclipse season. Remember, we are now finished with the eclipses on the Scorpio-Taurus axis. So all of you that are commenting about your Scorpio placements, yes, we're moving on from that, from eclipse season, moving on to Aries and Libra. So the houses that those fall in your chart, I would look to whole sign houses mostly for topics. That's going to start to get activated here in a little while. So for now, let's enjoy this winds of change here, okay? Let's cultivate the determination, the focus to move forward, and let's work with the energies. Let's not push against them. Let's not try to change fate or the future. Let's just go forward knowing that with the determination and the focus that we have, our path is going to be clear as that paved path that you were just walking. You go down it exuberantly and bouncy as you would see Gemini. I see When I think of Gemini walking down a path, that's the skipping. That's the kind of just snapping your finger as you're skipping along, and you're just kind of making your way without a care in the world, okay? But you also have that fiery Leo Mars behind you too. So you have that pep in your step, but you have that fire behind you, okay? We can't forget about where Pluto is sitting. We can't forget about where Jupiter. Remember, Jupiter's going to be in Taurus for a year. So we have this next year of bringing things forward and cultivating, and I really feel like right now is the time to start that. So whatever it is that you want to bring forward, it can be something big, it can be something small. Let's start bringing that forward now, okay? Yeah. Thank you, all of you. I hope you really, really enjoyed that. I know I really did. I've told you before, these Tuesday nights, they help me so dang much. I love coming here and doing this, and I thank all of you for coming to be here with me on Tuesday nights. If you're ever not able to catch it, replays on YouTube and Facebook. Intentions are released on Sunday, so look next Sunday for the next intention. It's always released to social media, so I put it on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. There is always a Facebook event that correlates with each week's meditation. So if you want a reminder about next week's meditation, go ahead and go on Facebook and to the Meditative Astrology Facebook page, click on events, and you will see several events out through, I think at least out through June right now. I have them up there. And just click going or interested in all of them, or the ones you want to attend. Also, responding to that does help the algorithm a little bit, and it helps other people find it. So, yeah, respond to that if you want to. If you haven't found us on social media, go ahead and do so. Subscribe and like, so that way you see, you get notifications and you see what we have going on. There's going to be new things coming out. We have this with this T-square, yeah, and this energy. I am taking full advantage of it. So you're gonna wanna like, follow, subscribe, and do all those things, so that way you get the notifications and you're around for all that. Okay. Look Sunday, and yeah, if anybody has anything else to say, go ahead and message me anytime. Like I say, I try to always be here around my schedule that I have. I stay pretty busy working and whatnot, kids, family, and all of that. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday. Yeah, determination, focus, go forward, and get it, okay? I know I'm going to. All right, have a great night, everybody.